A tale so astonishing as to shake the ground you stand on. A tale to end all tales. A story of such power and intensity it can barely be believed. All right, now where are you guys?
Are you talking to us?
Yes, I am.
Why didn't you say so?
Well, who did you think I was talking to myself?
You'll do that sometimes. I've heard you talk to yourself plenty of times. And you talk in your sleep. I've heard that too. All I can hear when I'm off to sleep is snoring. Oh, yeah.
I don't snore.
Right.
Moving on. I wanted to tell you a story of power, perseverance, and friendship. So let's get started. Shush! Just because we're hobgoblins doesn't mean we can get away with being rude.
It doesn't?
No. Now, just sit quietly. We are going to have a little hobnob. Listen to the tale I have to tell.
You have to tell the story, and we have to listen.
Enough. It goes like this. Once upon a parsley...
What?
Oh, that's not right. Once upon a sage.
Excuse me?
Oh, that's not it either. Once upon a rosemary.
This makes no sense.
Oh, now I've got it. Once upon a time. What's wrong with that?
Parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme?
I was just trying to spice things up a little bit. Moving on. I wanted to tell you the story of the Snow Queen. This queen is icy through and through. She can often be seen in snowstorms, surrounded by snow beams. Or, if the snow is especially fluffy, you see them in a flurry of fluffy snow chickens. And of course, there's her Yeti. You know, her abominable snowman. Yes, snow chickens. I once saw one sitting on a fence post, and I thought I might sneak up and try and grab it. But when I did, it disappeared into a great puff of snow. I guess you could say it flew the coop. Now, my story may be called the Snow Queen, but she is not the star of this story. Our tale begins, as many incredible tales do, in the palace of the prince and princess. Well, we need a palace, guys! A palace fit for a royal court. Come to the hall, come one and all. The tried and true, welcome to you. Come from afar, now here you are. We gather here, give us a cheer. They are holding a gala for the heroine of our story. Gerda is the young girl next to the prince and princess. She has come to the palace looking for her best friend Kay, but as you'll see, he's nowhere to be found.
Lords and ladies, friends and honored guests, we are here to help and guide Gerda on her quest to find
about so tall, has hair, and goes by the name of Kay.
You might be
You
here.
thought you might actually be Prince?
You did, but I can assure you that I'm not Kay.
The robbers and I can find him. I mean, Robbie and I can find him. Is he rich? Is he lost?
We're good at robbing people in woods.
Management helping him. We really don't know where he might be.
I guess he could be in the woods.
I bet we can find him. You can count on us. We do it all the time. We're good at tying people up and take them to their homes.
Oh, don't ask me.
I don't care where he is. You don't. Neither do I. I haven't smelled him. I haven't seen him. Nothing just passed us. We're so crafty. Let's not go out at night.
Who?
Who? Well, you know who. Good one, Prince. What about you, Buffalo? I don't remember stepping on him. Thank goodness.
They the reindeer you get around. Have you seen them?
I know. Maybe we can ask the mirror sad reflection. It shows many things that are almost never unseen. Yes, let me show you what I see.
Oh, no, don't do that. The mirror is part of the problem. It only shows lies and distorted pictures.
Good, Pat. Look into the mirror. Tell me, what do you see? I see Kay tending the roses. Wait, it's changing. Now what do you see? Dry ground, dead plants, and darkness. I can't look anymore. It steals my hope. Don't blame us for trying. I don't think we need that kind of help.
Well put, Princess. You are very wise. We'll find another way to help you.
Wait! What am I doing? This all is very interesting, but it happens much later in the story. Let's start at the beginning, before Kay was lost. Our story really begins in a small town in Finland, in the front yard of Grandma's house. This is where Kay and Gerda lived back before anything went wrong. Oh, I think I hear Kay's grandmother now. Let's set the scene, guys.
Right, boss.
We need a table here, some flowers over there, and a couple of chairs. What are you? I'm a table. Just go be a flower.
What do we do?
Why, you're the picket fence. If you squint your eyes and look really closely, you will see some important characters to our story. There is Kay and Kay's grandma. Kay's grandma would often tell Kay and his best friend, Gerda, scary stories of the Snow Queen and her castle of ice. Gerda's grandma would always make sure there is plenty of cocoa for story time. Look.
Yeah.
Now, children, you must remember not to challenge the Snow Queen if you see her. Many a youngster has gone missing in a storm and never been seen again. I don't believe an icy Snow Queen who peers through our windows and feeds on glass. Why not, Kay? Someone makes those amazing frosted piers of glass.
Shoot, get that goose out of here.
Honk! Honk!
What kind of treatment is this? You know, I'm a very important.
You be careful what you believe, my boy, for the Snow Queen loves to toy with regular folks just like us. Do not tempt fate. I'm not. I just don't think it has to do with us.
It has to do with us.
You should listen to your grandma, Kay.
Listen to your grandma, Kay.
Oh, let her come. I'll set her on the stove and watch her melt. I've listened enough. Come on, Gerda. Let's go clean the garden. Don't forget your cocoa.
Forget your cocoa. As you can see, Kay did not believe everything he was hearing, but soon he'd have to believe his own eyes.
What a great day. Couldn't be better. We have a little day to share. The roses are doing well. That's because you've taken such good care of them.
I have some more treats for you. What did you bring us this time, Grandma? Turkish Delight and apple crisp ham sandwiches.
Thank you, you are so kind.
It looks delicious. Don't forget to water your roses. Forget to water your roses.
Never reminded me.
Here's where the plot thickens. All of a sudden, the air turns cold, and a flurry of snow threatens to freeze the roses in front of their eyes. In a land with colored eyes, see her once, but then check twice. Could it be the queen of snow and ice? In the snow,
Children, the
let it snow.
the sky's blue. The sky's
Watch her glide through the country on riders of frost, but beware to approach her. There's always a cost. She will take what she pleases and leave you for lost in a land full of freezing cold.
Okay, where are you going?
Are you going? The sky is falling. The sky is falling.
In the heart of blizzard storm, way up high the flurries swarm. So you try your best just to stay warm in the snow. Let it snow. Let it snow.
I can't let them freeze.
Let it snow. Let it snow. At that moment, the Snow Queen broke the mirror of sad reflection and flew fragments of the mirror flying at the family. This is a terrible development. Let me tell you something about that mirror. It has the power to make everything good and beautiful in the world reflected in it as bad and ugly. The most beautiful landscape would appear as boiled spinach. Kay's grandma was safe. And Gerda and her grandma were safe. But Kay was caught trying to save their precious roses. A shard of that malicious mirror touched his eye, so he could no longer see the good in the world. Another pierced his heart, so he could no longer feel emotions like friendship, only cold and terrible, terrible darkness.
I've done my work.
Come, Kay. You are my creature now. Say goodbye to all that you've known.
As Kay and the Snow Queen left, the sun again warmed the air.
Hey, where are you? It's the Snow Queen. She must have taken him. No, he's just gotten lost in the storm. He shall find his way home soon.
I must go find him. He must be scared and frightened.
Beware the Snow Queen. Here's some hot cocoa, dear. Don't be late for dinner.
Little did Gerda's grandmother know that Gerda would miss many, many dinners in her quest to find Kay. She could not imagine the road that she would take, but bravely strode out in search of her quest.
How will I find Kay? I know. I will start by questioning the creatures I meet. There's some ahead. Maybe they've seen him.
The first arrival she met was the snow leopard, not necessarily known for its good intentions.
Excuse me. I'm looking for a boy about this tall. Have you seen him?
I'm sure I have not.
Thank you for your help.
I'm not sure I helped, but I do have some advice. Give up your friend. He's beyond help.
I cannot. I will not.
Gerda wouldn't give up. Kay was counting on her. She asked some more animals if they had seen Kay. She asked the Wabbly Wabbit.
Sure, I saw him. He was
She stumbled across a lost reindeer.
I haven't seen anyone like
she asked 2 grumpy bears.
Why do you bother us? Besides, we care very little about lost boys.
She came across 2 sly foxes.
Perhaps we can help you. But what's in it for us?
She stumbled across a brusque buffalo.
Sorry, but I have a full day planned, so no time for you.
She asked the wise old owl.
The safest thing for you to do is go home and wait for him there.
Gerda wouldn't hear that. Kay was counting on her. Finally, she asked the silly goose.
Well, I declare, that is the funniest thing I ever heard.
None of the animals were any help. Even if they had seen Kay, they wouldn't say.
I must keep trying. Kay wouldn't give up.
And she didn't either. She soon came across a river. A river. Gerda was worried Kay may have fallen in the river, so she asked the river.
Have you seen my friend Kay?
Hello? Away, Gerda was swept by the rushing water until her boat landed on a bank, and she jumped out.
I'm so glad you've come.
Do I know you?
No, I know you.
Gerda had arrived in the garden. The garden.
Excuse me, I'm looking for my friend Kay. Yes, Kay. Have you seen him?
No, but I think you should stay here in my garden. There are so many different flowers to see and smell here. Try this one. Come to my garden for a while. You'll love my garden for its style. Here we have some daffodils, smell the rich perfume. Water each one carefully, see them grow and bloom. Come to my garden for a while. You'll love my garden for its style. Here we have forget-me-nots, smell the rich perfume.
Where am I?
Don't you eat my garden?
Oh, okay.
The gardener woman was not her friend. She would do anything to make Gerda forget about Kay and stay in the garden forever. One thing saved her, though. Gerda noticed the absence of one type of flower.
Where are they? I can't find them.
Now, what's up, Dom?
What are you looking for?
I can't find the flower. That red one. I can almost remember. Roses. There aren't any roses.
The absence of the roses that Gerda and Kay had cared for was enough to bring back all the things she'd forgotten and put her back on the right path.
You are not my friend. Goodbye.
Dance away now, Dom.
Again, Gerda set out, determined to find Kay. But, where is Kay, you may ask? It's okay. Ask me. Ask me where Kay is.
Hey,
I'm so glad you asked me that. Because at this moment, Kay is being whisked away to the Snow Queen's castle.
Gosh, my roots.
I'm going as fast as I can, my queen.
Well, it's not fast enough.
Do you think we can rest for a little while?
No, there's a snowstorm coming, and I forgot my goggles. Fly, Yeti, fly!
You do know that I can't fly, right?
Mush, Yeti, mush.
Yes, my queen. kept going. Gerda toiled on in her search until she came across a wild crow pecking at a stump.
Peck out! Peck out! Peck out! Excuse me, I'm looking for a boy about this tall. Have you seen him?
Well, let me think. I do seem to remember a boy about this tall.
That might be him. Where did you see him?
Well, I was visiting my wife, Mary Tantrell, that works at the palace. A boy about this tall came in to see the princess.
Where is this palace?
Not too far away. I can introduce you to my wife, the princess.
Could we go right now?
Of course.
Peck out!
Gerda and the crows were hoping that this young boy might be Kay, but as it turned out, well, you'll see for yourself.
Here we are. Let me check with my wife to see if all is clear.
Okay.
Well, where's the palace, fellas? It was true. The crow's wife did work in the palace and did know everyone in it well, but there was some confusion when she was asked about Kay.
Didn't you say there was a boy about this tall that came in to see the princess?
Yes, he came to listen to the princess speak and ended up marrying her and becoming the prince of the land.
He married a princess?
Yes, he is very nice.
About this tall?
That could be him.
Did you take me to him?
Yeah, sure. As soon as it gets dark, hoot like a hoot owl.
What if I can call it the crow?
That might be easier.
So it was that Gerda and the crows sneaked into the palace to find the princess who was sleeping.
You know you shouldn't really be sleeping on your throne, man.
Who is it? Oh, this is Crow. Why are you here?
I brought a girl from Maine to the prince.
Bring her forth. Your Majesty, send for the prince. I'll find him. So, you were lost? No, I'm looking for a boy who might be here. Well, let's see. Does he have long hair and blue skin? No. Then that might be him.
What's all the ruckus?
This girl says she knows you. Do you know her?
No, I've never seen her before.
You are not Kay. I went to go searching somewhere else. Wait, maybe we can call the kingdom together. They might know where your friend is.
Come to the home, come one and all. Love tried and true, welcome to you. Come from afar, now here you are. We gather here, give us a cheer.
We are holding a gala for the heroine of our story. Gerda is the young girl standing next to the prince and princess. She has come to the palace looking for her best friend Kay, but as you'll see, he is nowhere to be found.
Lords and ladies, friends and honored guests, we are here to help and guide Gerda on her quest to find Kay. If any of you know his whereabouts, please
I'm having the strangest feeling of deja vu. Let's fast forward this part. Ready, guys?
Ready!
They're holding a gala for the heroine of our story. Gerda, the young girl standing next to the prince and princess. She's coming to the palace looking for her best friend Kay, but as you'll see, he's nowhere to be found.
Lords and ladies, friends and honored guests, we are here to help and guide Gerda on her quest to find Kay.
His best hotel has hair and goes by the name of Kay.
We thought it might be
He
him.
might actually be the prince.
You did, well, I can assure you that I'm not Kay.
The robbers I combined them. Robbie and I combined them with the rest. He's an awesome book. We're girl. She was really.
I guess he could be the one.
Everyone's gone. Dude, we got that. We do all the time. We're good at trying people out. I know. Don't scream. I don't care what it is. We don't need a lot. And Mom, I see Ellie goes last night. We're so crafty. What's not your night?
Who?
Who? I am who? Ha! I don't remember stepping
So it was that Gerda rested in the palace, but in the morning went about preparing to go on into the woods to find Kay. The prince and princess gave Gerda a fond farewell, as well as travel tips and money for expenses along the way.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. I will never forget you.
What's that up? Yeah, what's that?
Of course not.
Gerda said goodbye to the family, the prince and princess, and then asked the crow friends if they would like to come along with her. They said it would be their pleasure, but one thing about crows, though, when the going gets tough, they get going.
Let's be honest.
Oh, this is a lovely wood.
What a lovely wood. A lovely wood.
We need a wood here, lads. That's better.
A lovely wood.
Lovelier.
Hold it right there, little missy.
Who says?
Show yourself. It is I, the old robber woman. And the little rubber girl. Please don't hurt me, old rubber woman. I'm the rubber girl. Robber woman, robber. Robber girl. Not rubber. Robber, robber, robber. We steal from the rest and keep it. It's a merry Rubber Hood.
Don't you mean Robin Hood?
And his merrily band.
Rubber
Rubber
band?
band? Stop it with that rubber band thing. Now get this straight, lady. We're only going to say this once. We're robbers.
As you can see, these burly bunch of characters are robbers, starting with their leader, the old robber woman, all the way down to the little robber girl.
I think I get it now. My name is Gerda, and I'm looking for my friend Kay. Oh, Kay? Yeah, Kay. Have you seen him? No, I was just saying okay as an all right. What have we here?
The old robber woman was referring to the money that the prince and princess had given Gerda.
We can help you. We can lighten your load by relieving you of your money. Come on, let's go count our shares in the robber's cave. And let's bring the girl along for luck. Watch out for that buffalo. I wouldn't want to step on you. You have any money I can rob? Just a nickel. I'll take it. I'll take it. Buffalo nickels are quite valuable. Move.
To the cave!
The cave!
The cave, guys. We have to pay better attention.
Deep within our hidden cave lies our robber's roost. No one tells us to behave in our robber's roost. So you beware, robbers on the loose. Stop and stare, give me all your loot.
dinner.
One for you and 4 for me. What do you get 4? I only get 1. Because I have to give one to the next robber, see? And once I give her one, I only have 3, which means someone owes me one to get me back to my original 4. And since I give you one, you should do the same and give me one back. Thank you. That only seems fair. So now I give the next robber one, but that makes me only have 3. So you should give me one because I gave you one. You see how that works?
This is mine, but because you gave me one, I owe you one back.
One for you and 1 for me. What comes from you goes back to you. 1 for you and 1 for me.
What came from you goes back to you.
1 for you and 1 for me.
What came from you goes back to you.
1 for you and 1 for me.
What came from you goes back to you.
1 for you and 1 for me.
What came from you goes back to you.
1 for you and 1 for me.
What came to you goes back to you.
See, you all received your share and paid your debt to me. All except 1. Didn't I give you one? So, yes and thank you. Now, what are we going to do with all this money? Maybe we should go out for dinner.
We can't! We're broke!
Bro, you should really be more careful with your money.
Aren't you getting something?
No, I don't think so.
Where's my share?
Oh, here you go.
No, as your lieutenant, I get half.
Half of what?
Half of what you get.
And what did I get?
I just saw 10 robbers give you 1 coin apiece. That's at least 10, and half of 10 is 5. So you owe me 5.
I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you.
I think someone just outfoxed the fox.
Did someone say fox?
I feel bad for Gerda.
What about Gerda?
She just got robbed.
Ah! You should have asked me to dig a foxhole to hide it. I could have tricked them to get it back.
I don't care about the money. I come from my friend. And you and the little game can't stop me. I will find a way. And now that the crows are gone, I have no one to show me the way.
I know the way, but I'm not going to tell you.
Why won't you tell me?
Because I want you to stay here and be my friend.
I can't. I must go. You can't stop me. I will find a way.
We shall see. I know a way. Just think like a fox.
So it was that Gerda watched and waited and planned her escape from the robber's roost. She tiptoed out of the cave and into the woods. But who was standing on the path? That's right, the little robber girl, and she was directly in the way.
You can't stop me.
I'm not going to try.
Why won't you?
Because I like your spunk. I have a question for you, though.
What's the question?
I would like to know, is this cave fellow worth it?
Yes, I know him to be a good friend. He would do the same for me.
In that case, I will help you. What do you need?
I don't know the way. Could you show me?
I don't know the way either, but I may know someone who can help. There's a Finnish woman that knows many things. If you can find her, she can help you find cave. You will need a guide. Woohoo! I will send Faye with you. Faye knows the way and isn't bad company for a reindeer.
So it was that Gerda got help in the strangest ways to continue her quest. As they left the wood, the little robber girl not only gave her directions to find the Finnish woman and a guide, but she gave her something even more valuable. Hope. Hope that she would one day see Kay again.
Pleased to meet you. I am Faye, May the reindeer. Hurry, Faye, I'm worried for Kay.
Away we go.
That's a circle, Bay. You're not going to get anywhere like that.
You're right, this way.
Gerda the Snow Queen. The Snow Queen is in the way.
Mush, you lazy Yeti.
If you want to go faster, you should think about getting out and pushing.
Do not talk back to me. I am the great Snow Queen, and you are just a lowly, abominable snowman.
Abominable snowman. Yes, my queen, I'm sorry, my queen.
That's better. Are we there yet?
That was awful.
What?
I mean, awfully clever, my queen.
What do you think, Kay? Is it a good day for a blizzard?
You could never have too much snow, my queen.
Bring on the snow chickens. I will stir up a storm that no one can find their way through. Not even a reindeer.
Don't you think you've pestered that little girl enough?
What, little girl?
Oh, nobody. I'm going to pester a reindeer.
I keep wondering about a lost friend. Oh, I know. It must be the cold freezing my thinking.
Yes, that's it. Isn't that right, Yeti?
If you say so, my queen.
This is how Gerda and Bay found out that Kay was alive. They knew they must find the Snow Queen's castle in order to find Kay.
How much further? Too far, I fear.
You might as well give up. It's no use trying anymore.
Those bears might be right.
Those bears may be right. We might freeze before we get there. Not if I can help it. Come, dearie. See, I have some nice warm tea for you.
Thank you.
What about me? I have some nice warm grass for you to chew on back at my house.
This is how Bay and Gerda got out of a tight spot. The nice loungish woman invited them inside of her house. We need a house here, guys. Oh, Bears, did you have one last piece of advice? And now the house gets finished being built. You know, those contracts, they take forever. And then they soon found themselves inside the house, warming up by the fire. The fire! A bigger fire!
Bigger fire.
They soon found themselves warming up and asked the Finnish woman what she may know.
Just one
warm up and tell me about your story. Are you and your reindeer just passing through?
Well, I was taking her to the Snow Queen's castle. You wouldn't know where to find it, would you?
Oh no, I wouldn't want to see you try and go there either. Nasty, cold place, much worse than here.
The Snow Queen kidnapped your friend. We are on our way to find the Finnish woman.
Oh, I know where to find her. Point your nose straight north and walk until the sun sets.
We were going to ask the Finnish woman where is the Snow Queen's castle, but
Yeah, I think we should just follow what she said and go north. Into the cold they strode, one foot in front of the other until the sun began to set.
what brings you to these parks? We're looking for a boy about this tall. Have you seen him? I'm not sure I have.
What about the Finnish woman's house?
At the stoplight, take a right to the left and then go. Stoplight? Please tell us where she is. I was only kidding. You're standing in the front of the house now.
There, standing in front of them, was another house. Another house with a different floor plan. And out from the door came the powerful Finnish woman.
I shall not go out there.
Why not?
Because it's awful out there.
They've come a long way to see you.
So?
So you mean to send them away?
I would think that if someone wanted my help, they might at least knock on the door.
Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Bay the reindeer and Gerda.
Sorry, don't know any reindeer.
What?
Only kidding, come in.
The two opened the extremely screechy door and sat down next to the Finnish woman to see what she may know about Kay. As it turned out, she knew all about Kay, the mirror, the Snow Queen, and their journey thus far.
So we came.
I know.
And we met.
Of course,
We came to ask.
for my help. And I would be happy to advise you, but I must ask why. Why are you on this journey? You have no assurance that you will be successful. Where does your courage come from? What is it that keeps you striving toward your goal? Do you know?
I think it is because I must. Every obstacle that is in my way, I have overcome. And I will the next. And the next, as long as I have strength.
I could give you the strength of 10 Yetis, but that would not ease the task or the path you have set yourself on. You have all the strength and determination you need inside of you.
I do?
You must believe in yourself. If you do, then nothing is impossible.
Thank you.
You must stay here. Tomorrow you will find the Snow Queen and Kay.
Gerda was so excited. She could barely contain it. Meanwhile, back at the Snow Queen's castle, her frostiness was practicing a new freezing touch. It was not a good day to be in the Snow Queen's court.
Wait, where do you think you're going? Duh! This is fun.
These ugly, dirty animals, they deserve to be frozen. There goes another one. Stampede!
Duh! So much for a stampede. Duh! You didn't think I saw you, did you?
I think I hear some bears coming as well. Oh, there they are.
Quick, I can't hold these sparrows for long. Who are you kidding? I think we have you.
Hold on to them, Kay. Duh! 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 Then zap zing! Got him with the ricochet.
One more down. I'm
guess you could say that. What do you want with this one, my queen?
Bring the leopard to me, Yeti. Now beg.
Please don't.
Not good enough. Stop! You should really work on your begging technique.
What are you doing? Stop at once.
Or what? You know how to stop me.
That's where the Snow Queen was wrong. Gerda had such steadfast determination, I doubt anything could stop her. The Yeti tried distracting Gerda so the Snow Queen could freeze her.
You're too small to stop a Yeti.
And that may have been true if they were going to arm wrestle. Gerda proved too fast for the snowman.
Soon you will be an icicle, like so many others in this courtyard. Stop!
My queen! She was too slow to freeze Gerda, but she did a great job on the Yeti. It was at this point the Snow Queen released her terrible weapon, the terrible snow chickens! They, the reindeer, distracted the fluffy invaders until they eventually settled into a harmless blanket of fluffy snowflakes. It's a really great weapon.
Now, Gerda, now's the time to grab Kay.
But Kay was still being held in the trance of the mirror and did not even recognize Gerda.
Hey, it's me, Gerda. I found you at last.
I don't know you. Go away and leave me alone.
With that, Gerda's heart began to break. It was breaking, but it was also strong. Gerda had committed herself to finding Kay, but now that she had, he no longer even knew her. Gerda wanted with all of her might to wrestle Kay from the mirror's grasp, but it was her eyes that welled up with the powerful memory of true friendship, and she began to cry. With a full heart and tears in her eyes, Gerda walked up to Kay and took his hand.
Kay, try to remember. Try.
As Gerda's tears fell, the icy castle began to melt. First, the animals at the snow and began to melt. Then the castle itself. People came to see and wonder who or what had caused the stronghold of the Snow Queen to crumble.
What magic is this?
It must be great power indeed.
It is the power in the human heart that melts cold in shadows.
Finally, as all stood in awe, the shards of that malicious mirror that had so twisted Kay's mind were washed away from Kay, and at last he awoke as if from a terrible dream.
Gerda, is that you? Why so sad, my friend?
These are tears of joy. I'm so happy to see you.
Well, that looks like it. Gerda accomplished her quest. Kay remembered who he was, and the whole land was free from ice and snow, at least for a little while. So, my hobgoblin friends, you helped me tell my story, and I was just wondering what you may have learned from it.
Never give up, never surrender.
To have a true friend, you have to be a true friend. We are all stronger than we think. Have confidence that if you try, you can.
Help may come when it's least expected.
Just because the road is blocked doesn't mean it's the road. If you know what I mean.
Oh, stop! This is the just kind of positive thinking I can't stand.
Believe in yourself.
Ugh!
Stay the course.
Ah!
Follow your heart.
Great to try.
Difficulties can make us stronger.
I give up. I give up.
Perseverance is underrated.
My dear Snow Queen, you can't give up. You must keep trying.
Yes, I see your point, and that's all well and good. But what about my poor castle? It melted. I think I have a solution, though. It's time for another winter storm.
Yes, maybe you're right. For that is what the Snow Queen does. She is not good or bad, but simply a force of nature. So, I say,
Let it snow!
in a land with colored eyes, see her natural tricks I see. But this is no way to end our story. Well, at least she didn't give up. Well, I don't know about you, but I've had a ball, and I'm ready to celebrate it!
Come to the ball, come one and all, the tried and true, welcome to you. Come from afar, now here you are. We gather here, give us a cheer. Give us a cheer.
Thank you all so much for coming this evening. My name is Hannah, and I was playing Hob, but there is another really important half of my team, and that is Stacy, our backstage director for the week.
Hello, and thank you all for being such a fantastic audience. I have a list of people that we could not have made this week successful without. First and foremost, there were even more children involved in this week. I know, how could we possibly get more on this stage? But they have been here all week long helping us out. They have learned the whole show. They've helped out backstage. These are our assistant directors, Luke, Julia, Bridget, and John. All right, first on the list of thank yous, a huge thank you to the wonderful talents and patience of David, our A big, big thank you to Ashley Bergdorf for organizing this entire week and getting everything ready. A huge thank you to the school, its staff, its faculty, the PTO, everyone for letting us come into your space, for getting us here, and for making us ready to help them learn this show. Thank you to everyone involved. A special shout out, thank you to our national tour sponsor, Cosmic Crisp Apples, a new variety of apple available in stores now. And last but certainly not least, thank you so much to all of you, friends, family, loved ones, parents who have helped out this week, who have come in, you've dropped off your kids, you've brought strange bags. Thank you all so much for supporting them as they learn life skills through the performing arts.